Hello, my honeybees. I hope you're all doing well. We have started with the grapes again. Welcome to another video. So I'm back with it. I'm going heavy with the grapes and the apples, some bananas and berries. And I really wanted to talk to you today about how I'm healing myself naturally with fruit. I am getting a lot of comments, and I thank you all for your comments, your support. It really does help everyone out with the comments that you leave, and your comments actually help me in making videos as well, and I can answer a lot of your questions in videos. So hopefully this helps you out, and I only talk from experience. And I think that experience, that's the really true learning. And I have researched a lot. I have gone back and forth in different diets, and I now know true healing is really coming from eating a large amount of fruit. And so we're going to get into that today, and I want to tell you that what I'm going to discuss in this video, you most likely will not hear from your doctor. And I am not a doctor, but like I said, I believe that experience and truth can't be told, it can only be realized. So if what I'm saying resonates with you and you test it on yourself and you see that it's pulling a lot of mucus out and you're starting to heal, that's the truth. That's the true test. So what I'm going to say in this video, you most likely will not hear from your doctor, and I'm just sharing my own experience. So do your own research, and I encourage you to, find what resonates with you. And I am really focusing on alternative healing, natural healing with, the fruit, vegetables, herbs. This is what's coming from nature, right off the tree, right off the plant, in whole form. It hasn't been tampered with. And so with the doctors out there, a lot of them are great doctors. A lot of them are needed for surgeries, especially in the emergency rooms. A lot of them are sent to school to learn pharmaceuticals, and they learn pharmaceuticals for 10 years. Just like a surgeon learns about surgery and they're trained to become surgeons, doctors are trained to know pharmaceuticals. And with the information I'm going to say today, your doctor most likely will not know this information. Some of them might, but a lot of them don't know about natural healing and detoxification with fruit. And it it can take, it's really about also getting out of the mind and the ego, which I am working on myself. So a lot of us have been born into this world that have a really chronic lymphatic system. You may have been born into this world already with many health issues, and I am one of those people. I'm not here sharing my stories, to gain any pity or anything like that. I'm just here to share my stories to hopefully help people in what I'm doing to start healing and regenerating. And so for me, I was born into the world like most people on the standard American diet of heavy meat, heavy dairy, eggs, fast food, processed food. And then when I started getting health issues like acne, ovarian cysts, endometriosis, abnormal cervical cells, skin cancer, I was, going down the road of pharmaceuticals and getting surgeries, having, moles removed, and just kept getting moles removed from my skin cancer, getting my cervical cells burned off, and you know, it's taking antibiotics, taking tetracycline, and just never getting to the cause. And so I always like to look at the cause of why is this happening. And what I did was, when I was taking the pharmaceuticals, I was taking the tetracycline, I was actually killing off all my bacteria, and that wasn't getting to the root of why. Why do these abnormal cells keep coming back? Why am I having to get these moles removed, and they're popping up all over the place, and I can't keep up here. And so what we really need to look at, and doctors, I find a lot of the conventional medicine out there, it's focused on the blood, and they really should be focusing on the lymph system, which is the sewer system of the human body. And this is where you'll find the, you know, abnormal cells, the cancers, the tumors, the bacteria, the fungus, the parasites. And so when you look at nature, you can see that bacteria are there for a reason, and killing off all your bacteria isn't, in my opinion, the best thing to do. Bacteria are there. They're actually eating the waste that we have brought into our body, and as well as the parasites. That's a whole other video, which I've somewhat talked about in my parasite video. But healing naturally, this is nothing new. Actually, if you look at pharmaceuticals, when did they first come in? Maybe 100 years ago? And Hippocrates said it right: let your food be thy medicine, and your medicine be thy food. So what you put on your plate every single day is going to either feed or fight disease. And really, when I looked at why was I getting these abnormal cells, why were they popping up everywhere, and I couldn't keep up with it, it's because I wasn't addressing the lymphatic system. And that I was bringing in, by the foods that I was eating, I was bringing in a lot of acidic matter. And when you bring, say, Coca-Cola with a pH of 2 to 3, you're bringing in dairy, meat. All of these are very acidic on the body. And so when you're bringing this acidic waste in, the body always has to maintain a 7.4, the blood has to maintain a 7.4 pH. So it's going to pull calcium, it's going to pull potassium, whatever mineral that you have, to neutralize the acidic waste in the body. And that's to keep your blood at a level pH, an alkaline pH, or else we would die. So a lot of this acidic waste in the lymph, it isn't being filtered out. It's not being eliminated. So the body is storing these acids because we're not bringing in the alkaline foods, the fruits and the vegetables. So your body is actually storing this in the lymphatic system. So that's where I was getting the ovarian cysts, I was getting the skin cancers, the abnormal cells, and they're just popping up all over. And I kept getting them removed, but it wasn't really getting to the root of what's going on here. And what was going on here is I was highly acidic, and that was from years of pharmaceuticals, years of using tanning beds and burning myself in the sun. And let me tell you this, with skin cancer, would you rather sit out in the sun on an acid diet or an alkaline diet? Meaning, would you rather sit in the sun with, say beef or dairy or fast food or junk food in you, or fruits and vegetables? See, fruits and vegetables are hydrating. They're electrical, they're alkaline, and they have antioxidants. So even if you do sit in the sun, say a little bit, maybe 15, 20 minutes, if you're eating those hydrating foods, it's going to cool you down, because vitamin D is still needed. It's a essential vitamin for fighting disease and cancers. So I don't think the sun is necessarily to blame, But looking at an acid diet and then burning in the sun, we got 2 acids, nothing to cool me down. So that's where the raw food, the fresh fruits and vegetables come in. And this is really where the hydration is. This is the alkaline foods that are going to pull these acid wastes out of the body. And so the more acidic waste that I was eating with my diet, lifestyle, the stress in my life, and then sitting in the sun, this was all building inside me and burning. And what happens is the waste, these acidic wastes are just eating my body. They're just eating up my cells and burning me essentially. So luckily, we can go to the other side of chemistry and bring in the alkaline foods that can bring out these acids out of the body, out of the lymph system. And what I was doing was, when I was taking tetracycline, all these pharmaceuticals, is I was just suppressing my symptoms. I was suppressing it, and it always come back. You know, it may go away for a little while, but it always come back. And I didn't understand why. So always ask why, and look at the lymph system. Look at the acidic waste that is being stored in the body. And that can be through the medications. A lot of the medications out there are very acidic. The food that we're eating, very acidic on the body. Stress, even the water that we're drinking, the air that we breathe. You can look at a whole wide range of your whole lifestyle. But really, diet plays a really important factor. It's like the foundation, because that's the chemistry you're bringing in every day. And that chemistry is either going to be acid or alkaline. And if it's more acid, you're just putting more acid on top of acid, and that's just going to get stored in the body. It can only be eliminated when we're bringing in the alkaline foods, and that is just the polarity of chemistry. We're going from, one acid environment to another, and there's going to be that exchange, that ionization. So what we really need to do is start looking at moving the lymph system. And if you watch some of my videos, you'll know that I'm being smart about moving the lymph system, because if you are highly acidic and you're in a highly acidic state, then you could, go too fast, where you're putting a lot of pressure on your body. And for me, it built up in my head. I got a lot of head pressure, where it just felt like I couldn't get these acids out. And if your kidneys are not filtering, then it's going to build a lot of lymphatic pressure in your body. So it's also being smart about moving your lymph and not going too fast into detoxification. So if you can handle fruit, then that's great, with the grapes, the berries, melons, any fruit that you like. But if you're finding that it's too much for you, then pull back into the green juices, the vegetables, and just start from there. Start bringing in more alkaline foods, whether that's doing you see the juice video I made doing celery juices. You can do the kale juices. There's, lots of things you can do, salads, even some, soups. They're not going to have too much pull, especially if you cook it. That's where not cooking your food, bringing in the raw food, is really going to start moving your lymph. And then also just looking at your skin. Like for me, the skin is the largest eliminative organ. And so because my kidneys weren't filtering, my skin was exploding when I was bringing in the fruit. And the skin takes a big hit. And obviously with my skin cancer, acne, rosacea, eczema, you name it, it just kept going. And so I was never, the key is to ask yourself, why? Why is it not getting better? And so when I started to really focus on working the kidneys, working the adrenal glands, trying to get my kidneys really filtering. And in our society, the kidneys and the adrenal glands take a major, major hit. And especially if you're born, with a lot of these weaknesses, it can take some time to get these kidneys to turn around. And it's never, I don't think it's ever too late to start. And so if you're feeling like, you're too far gone, I don't feel like that's I feel like you can turn this around, and you can turn it around today and focus on realizing that you have the power, you have the control, and you can put health in your hands. And just look at going after health, going after yourself, and bringing in more health to the body. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing or telling you. Do your own research and just go after your body, go after health. And that's where the fruits and vegetables really come in. That is your medicine, that is your health, and that's nature. So living foods, creating a nice terrain in your body, and that way your skin isn't going to be the only organ, working hard to push out these acidic wastes. So we got to look at the kidneys and adrenal glands as well. And that's where the herbs can really come in. I have been taking the adrenal gland formula and the kidney formula from Dr. Morse, so check him out if you want to start getting into detoxification and getting these acidic wastes moving out of the body. And the foundation, though, is a fruit diet. So many people fear fruit, sugar, and when you look at a watermelon, it's 92% water. Okay, and the berries, high antioxidant. What a lot of us have been told, have been programmed through advertising, through the meat and dairy industry, what we have been told, we have to look at what is the truth, what is health. Fruits and vegetables are health. And when you have, media out there saying fruit has too much sugar, fruit and vegetables both have sugar. So if you're fearing the fruit, then we would have to fear the vegetables too. We're just dealing with simple sugars here, easily absorbed into the cell. Sugar is fructose, and vegetables is glucose. So they're simple sugars, and you don't actually need insulin to help get these sugars into the cell. If you have a lot of fat in your body, you may have a hard time getting the sugar into the cell. So that's a whole other topic. But don't fear fruit. If you can't handle fruit at this time, then just work at bringing vegetables in, green juices, vegetable juices, and go from there. And fruit is I find at the top, because you pull it right off the plant. You pull the berries right off the plant. You pull the oranges right off the tree, the apples, and it's in its whole form, perfectly designed for the human body. And you'll see that you're going to start eliminating, and that's what you want. So many people are alarmed when they're going to the bathroom and they're seeing a lot of this waste come out of them. And that's good. That's what you want. If you start seeing the mucus come out in your stools, it can come out any hole of the body. That's what happened to me, and that was the true test. So I was doing a lot of lemon water and grapes, and I'm still doing that. So we're going to see how far we can go. I'm going to talk a lot more about detoxification and a lot more on fruit in the wintertime, how I'm going to do this. And I really need to work on my lymphatic system, because, I just look at it as, this is what else have I got to do? This is life, and this is how I want to spend my time, getting well, going after health, and, being in control of my body and not letting anyone else, try to dictate what they want to put in my body or what they want to do with my body. So I have realized that I have the power, and you have the power too. So go after yourself, go after health, and just start bringing more fruits and vegetables into your diet. And if you have any questions, if you leave them in the comment section down below, I love hearing from you guys. I love your support. We're all here together. We may be all on our own journeys, but we're here together, and not one journey is supposed to be the same. We all have different tests, challenges, and this is all for you. This is your life, and this is all a test, a teaching for you. So thank you guys so much for tuning in today. I hope this video helps you out. I know I said a lot there. We're going to get a lot more into this. So as always, be alkaline, be yourself, and be getting in some grapes today. Cheers.